Right, this is the Arctic bag, the British Arctic bag. I've managed to get it as small as I possibly could, which isn't too bad considering how bloody big these are. This is the medium one, by the way, because they do come in 3 different sizes. They do come in Hobbit size, and they come in medium size and in lanky size. So there is small, medium and large. I've gone for the medium, which is alright for me, but it's never failed me. It's always kept me warm. It's the centre zip. I can unzip it if I get too hot. Jobs are good with that. Excellent bit of kit. I've got an old poncho. It's one of the thick type jobbies, which I'll be using as a ground sheet. I won't be using a hammock, as I do prefer to lay on top of spruce bales, and I know where I'm going there's going to be ample of that. I do like the posture sprung type feeling underneath me, and so yeah, that'll go on top of the spruce bales. I've got a Gore-Tex bivvy bag, which is a Dutch one I think. It's got the centre zip. It fits lovely with my Arctic bag, which is also centre zip, so getting in and out is easy as you like. Yeah, it does have a Velcro baffle on it as well over the actual zip. I'll just whip that out and show you quickly. There we go. It's also got the popper buttons on them, which go over, and you've got the option for the Velcro. Same as the sleeping bag, the baffle's also got the option for the Velcro, but you can also seal that off, and I don't know if it's due to the military wanting to get out quietly, but this is a lot longer than my sleeping bag, so I can even shove stuff down the bottom of it. So cool. That's for me, that's a must-have, because I am more of a ground dweller. I've got me sleeping bag booties. These are the Nanuk ones. I've got some Gore-Tex socks in there as well, just for that extra bit, but lovely and toasty. Hopefully I won't have to use them. I've got a bit of extra power cordage which goes with that setup. I'm going to be using the DDM camo tarp, which is the 3x3. I've got 2 of these now, because I managed to get one off a forum pretty cheap. Someone bought a whole job lot and started selling them off. This is the newer one, which has only got the 13 attachment points. His one has got the full 19, and I've checked them out and they look pretty robust. You can see where this one did have them, but they've just kind of cut them off. Just simply cut them off, and that was it. But yeah, anyway, that's that. I've bought this recently. This is the gel, whatever you call it, and it's the Extreme Light 3/4 length, which I think is quite cool, because I do use a hammock from time to time. I mean, when the weather's a bit better, and I thought this would be ideal, because I never have trouble with my feet getting cold. It's, you know, I'm one of those that it's my lower back that tends to get cold, and that's the part that will keep me awake. Yeah, my feet I've got covered. You know, I can put all that kind of stuff in there, which is great. I can always chuck I've got the snug pack. It's a bit like the buffalo jacket, pull over the top, which I use, so I can always wrap my feet in that, but I've never had to. It's just the lower part of my back. In the end I end up normally sticking this underneath me, but I used to use quite a lot was the sheepskin, 2 of them sewn together, but you know, there's no air trapped, and that's the problem. So yeah, this should be pretty cool for what I want. So I have the ground sheet down. This should go on top of the ground sheet. or I may even slide this actually inside the Gore-Tex bivvy bag with my sleeping bag on top, which probably be the one, you know. So I'll probably do that. I'm even thinking about getting some of that sticky back Velcro and putting some, just a couple of strips across the back, and also inside the bivvy bag, you know, position it right so then I can just Velcro it in, so it, you know, it's going to stay put, which is something I'm thinking about doing. So there's my little sloop system, which is going to see me alright. Right then, I'm going to go on to some stuff that because my bulkheads are completely sealed, there's going to be some kit that I'm going to permanently leave in there, just in case, I don't know, I do fall out for some silly reason if I'm trying to do something. I know there's a change of clothes in there, I can get warm and so on. So okay, in the rear bulkhead, so the one which is just behind the seat, I've got another dry bag, a small one. I'm going to have 50 foot of the paracord stashed in there. I haven't rolled this up yet, but this is one of those little 4 pound the Desert Army bashers, you know. On a previous video I managed to pick up 2 of them for 8 quid. So that's going to permanently sit in now for emergencies. I've got a beanie hat stroke neck gaiter, that will be in there, and I've got a little thermal army top, cheap and cheerful, that will go in there. And I picked up, I'm not really into all this camo sort of type thing, but the reason I bought this is these are windproof trousers. They're brand new, they haven't been issued, so I got them from a surplus place. But they're so robust, they're cheap as chips, and it's just something I could just chuck in there and just forget about it forevermore, you know. So that's why I've sort of gone down that road. I mean, if they were in a different colour, I would have had them if they were for the right price, you know. But no, they're great, they're comfy, and I mean, they're tough as old boots, aren't they? And they are windproof as well, these ones, which is ideal. And the top, I actually went and got one of these. I managed to win the bid pretty cheap on eBay, and it's one of those under body armour type tops, because you know, the arms are quite insulated, like they're padded and they're warm. I've got some pockets on them, you know, the cuffs tighten up. But the cool thing is there's not much in the way of this area, the actual core area, which is great because I'm going to have a buoyancy aid on, which is going to go over the top, so I'm not going to overheat, and at the same time a buoyancy aid is going to act as like a body warmer, if you like, and it will fit nicely over that, and I've still got the freedom of moving without feeling all restricted. So that'd be quite cool. So this is permanently going to go into the bulkhead behind the where I sit and paddle. That'll be sat there permanently, just, you know, that'd be ideal. So yeah, anyway, moving on. I had a bash eventually at making my own wool blanket top. This is the hooded part. I wanted a hood on it, but yeah, trying to work it out to have one on there permanently was a bit much. So I've gone for one of those medieval looking type, pull over your head type jobbies. You can tuck it in and all the rest of it, or just take it off. So I've managed to pull that off. This blanket isn't 100% wool, it's 65% wool and 35% man-made fibres, a mixture of man-made fibres, it said. So the reason being as well for that, I thought, well, if it gets damp and wet, you know, it may dry a little bit quicker. So yeah, anyway, so here's the actual top. I've gone for a little V-neck. I have one of these wooden toggles which I've stuck on, and a little bit of leather to tighten that up. I've wool wrapped it in a soft wool because it's a bit itchy, if you like, so around my neck and stuff it'll be quite cool. I've got one of those, it's not a pocket as such, but you can put both your hands in, you know, this goes right through. There's a hand warmer, and I've got the long tail end to it. For sitting down, you know, this is basically just for chilling out, end of the day, sit around a fire. I can just stick that on over the top of whatever I'm wearing, you know, just snuggle up really and chill out, and it's nice and loose, you know, I can get more layers underneath it, it's just comfortable, you know, because at the end of the day, if I've been treading water, do a little bit of fishing, my feet are going to be sort of soaked most of the day. So what I like to do in the evening is get to that fire, once I've done all my chores, I've eaten, shoes, boots, whatever I'm wearing, get them off, get my feet out, and just, you know, give them a towel and let them dry out. And yeah, you know, very important to listen, you know, look after your feet. You know, there's two pains in that I can't handle. I can't handle it, no. That's toothache, and if your feet are sore, they've got to be the two worst pains to me. For me, that is, you know, sore feet, especially if you're hiking somewhere, it's just a killer. You know, it kind of just affects me all over my body if my feet are really hurting, you know. And same as toothache, it just mashes me up if I get toothache. It just affects my whole body, if you like. Anyway, moving on. Good old British Army Gore-Tex waterproofs. That will go into my pack. I've got my Snug Pack, which is a great warm bit of kit. I can compress that up even more, you know, for space, but I don't have to worry about that because I've got a 12-foot open canoe to carry it. Right, I picked this up off of Eagle Bay. I normally use my little, it's a combat rucksack. It's around 40 litres I think, and it's the one with the moly webbing all over it, which is what I wanted, and I've managed to really load it out well with different moly pouches, you know. And it's a great pack. It's a great pack for taking out, just marching, you know, stomping through the woodlands and stuff. It's a great pack. But I wanted something else which was a bit more, you know, for canoeing and stuff. Something that's a bit more, you know, it can deal with salt water, can deal with getting wet and that kind of stuff. Anyway, I picked up this. It almost looks like an old satchel, like an old school thing. It's, as far as I'm aware, it's a Swiss mountain pack. It's this really heavy duty kind of PVC coated stuff. I thought it was canvas, but it's not. It's all like a nylon. It's well, I mean, it's so robust. It's 50 litre. It's got, all it's got on it is two quite small side pouches. You know, I mean, you're not going to get a great deal in there, but it doesn't matter. You know, you've got a little lumbar pouch pad at the bottom. You've got these like really thick canvas and padded straps. They're metal clips. Got some spare clips on there. I'm guessing that must have been for like some sort of chest rig. You've got a grab handle at the back. The back's reinforced. There's an A-frame that runs this way and down the sides. So, you know, the back's quite rigid, which is pretty cool. It's just like an envelope lid, just a straight forward flat lid, which is fine. It's got two plastic, you know, snap locks on it for closing it up. I'm guessing this must be, you know, because of these plastic bits, I don't know, late 70s, early 80s maybe. I don't think it's that old, you know. I don't think it's, you know, 50s or 60s at all, but because of the plastic stuff, it must be around about the 80s. It's also got a grab handle on the lid, a little bit of moly type thing, whatever it is. Also, when you open it up, the other bit I liked about it is the inner sock, if you like. I mean, it's huge, you know, with stuff inside there. I've got ample room to just completely tie this off, you know, which is great. And the other cool thing is I found you've got like a compression strap that goes across the top, middle, like so. So you can compress the top of it this way, and also two on the sides there, if I can get that in shot, which come over. Which is pretty cool, considering it's just an open-ended flap, you know. So you know it's all going to be tucked up quite nice, which is quite cool. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. This is obviously for, it's a helmet keeper, if you like, which would have gone onto the front of the pack. It clips it up down the bottom. Yeah, could be handy for something. I mean, summertime, if I just want to go out on a little hike, I've got a little, is it the Merlin 3 2-season bag or whatever, like a summer bag, which is really small. I mean, I'd stick that in a dry bag if it does, if I do have a shower, but that would sit on the outside of the pack quite well. So it gives me more room inside for fiddling about, you know, with other stuff. But, it was, I think I've got it for about £9 free postage. Won a bid on it, so £9 can't go wrong. You know, I mean, it hasn't been issued. There's no names written on it. It's kind of, it's in, from what I can make out, it's actually, the writing's in German, but they do speak German as well, don't they, the Swiss? So. But yeah, quite a handy little pack. So I'm going to be taking this one canoeing, because just to give it a go, which would be quite cool. Yeah, so that's where some of my kit's going to go, in there. And also with that pack, I may just leave it out depending on the conditions of the sea when I get to the sea. But if it does get a bit choppy or what have you, because I can't predict it, not all the time, it does change. The second day it will probably get me. First day will be fine, but it'll be the second day with the wing kicks up or what have you. But I've got a 100 litre dry bag. It's one of the Milcom ones. Put your bomb proof, as long as you don't drag them around too much and put a hole in them, but it's like completely PVC coated. But I could actually slide that inside here, you know, no problem. And any other bits and bobs that I've got will go in there. And so basically I'll just be living out of dry bags most of the time, you know, sleep system, all of that goes into a 40 litre dry bag and it's squashed down, rolled up. Apart from what I can get into the plastic tub. And obviously spare clothes and stuff, I've got a couple of 40 litre dry bags and a couple of smaller ones, like compression ones. So yeah, I'll be putting obviously a spare set of clothes, especially socks, that kind of stuff, for the good old feet. Right then, right, I'm going to go into my little bug out bag, because I've changed the actual bag itself from my previous video where I had the Army Field Pack. This is a snug pack copy, and it's a terrible copy of that, to tell you the truth. I've got an original one which is out in the shed, and I gave one away to Mr. Hatman. He was building up his kit. This was quite a while back now when he first started getting into it all. I can't wear them around my waist like a waist bag. I find it really uncomfortable and it was doing my head in. But I kept one myself, and I've got this other one because they've changed something on it. But the stitching and everything on it is absolutely hideous. It's a really cheap. I only paid, I think, about £8 or £9 for it. That was off of, I think it was off Amazon actually, something like that, and that was free shipping. But you can tell it's a copy. It's really crap inside. The stitching is just horrendous. But anyway, right, I'm going to go through my bug out bag, show my buoyancy aid, and then I'll go into my toolkit. Okay.